Well, good morning, everybody. We're back at Cheoah Gap, and they are doing some major construction here with these big retention walls. They'll have a tunnel over here on this side once they're done. I mean, they're pouring some serious resources into this for sure. It's changed a lot over the past few years since I was here last. Of course, I was here yesterday. Hadn't changed much since yesterday. Yesterday, we went up that mountain there, crossed over there, and went up again what they call Jacob's Ladder. But that was heading northbound back to Fontana Dam. So we checked out a Fontana resort this morning, and now I'm headed southbound, and trail is so overgrown here, but heading southbound. We're gonna go up over Cheoah Bald today. We should have some nice views from there, I bet you. And then we'll head downhill to the Nantahala Outdoor Center, where I'll get picked up and head into a hostel. So looking forward to all that. Not a real big day. I think it's just shy of 14 miles. I think 13.8, 13.9, something like that. And yeah, should be a pretty good day. So we got a bit of a climb to start with, and actually I'd say it's a gradual climb for a handful of miles before we get to the top of Cheoah. Once we're at the top of Cheoah Bald, then it's a long downhill to the NOC. So that's the plan for today. Hope everybody's having an awesome day. It's nice and cool here. It was 57 when I got out of the car, and I don't know what the high will be. I'm not sure it'll get to 80. It probably will, low 80s. And so it should be a great day for hiking. So hope y'all having a great morning, and we'll see y'all a little further down the path, headed to Cheoah Bald. All right, we've kind of made it up our first climb from the road, which is pretty significant actually. We're up to 3,881 miles. Mount Possible is where we're at. We're going to go up on Cheoah Bald. We've got to drop down a good bit, a couple hundred feet, and then we'll start climbing. And up to Cheoah Bald is a 1,400 foot climb from where we start climbing. So I think the overall height of Cheoah Bald is right at 5,000 feet. So we got some work to do here. But once we get to Cheoah Bald, the top of that one, it's all downhill. So 3.9 miles, little downhill, and followed by a 1,400 foot climb to the top of Cheoah Bald. All right, check with y'all a little bit later. All right, everybody, we're finally going to make it to the bottom so we can start climbing to the top. So I believe right here is the lowest point prior to start climbing all that up to Cheoah Bald. So I wanted to let you know I've got 2 or 3 former hikers, folks I hiked with and around contacted me in the last day or so, and it was nice to hear from them saying they're watching my videos, happy I'm back on trail, wishing me luck and all that sort of stuff. I appreciate that a lot. And so I want to recognize them. The first one is my buddy Detox. So Detox lives in Virginia, and he and I hiked all of Virginia and I'd say most of Pennsylvania together before he had a meniscus injury on his knee, which sounds like it's hopefully healed up pretty well. And Ken and his wife was going to do a little hiking around up in Shenandoah this weekend. So they were in the park a little bit this weekend, and from there they went to Front Royal, probably for the exclusive purpose of going to Spelunkers. Spelunkers, spelled Spelunkers, is a burger place, and they brag or boast that they have the best burger, and maybe voted the best burger on the entire Appalachian Trail. I think both myself and Detox would agree with that vote. So he and I ate there two consecutive nights while staying in the Front Royal area. And he sent me a message yesterday with a picture of the burger. I'll send that picture. I'll add that picture in, saying it was just as good as he had remembered. So someday I'm gonna get back to Spelunkers. So great memories of Spelunkers, but more great memories from hiking with Detox in Virginia for sure. So wishing him and his wife well. Hope they're doing great. And I appreciate them following along and watching my movies every day. So have a great one, and we'll catch up with everybody a little further down the path. All right, everybody. Welcome to the top of Cheoah Bald. Weather and the views are beautiful today. Let me zoom in. So we are looking off the right side, or I guess the east. No, excuse me. I don't know. We're going south. So if we're going south, this is the west side of the mountain. And I'm pretty confident that ridge right there that's right in front of us is climbing up and out of the NOC, Westerwald, Tellico Gap, and then ultimately back to Cheoah Bald into Franklin that way. We're going to see some of that tomorrow. But for today, we're going to finish our climb here. We're literally at the top. And so from here on out, it's going to be generally downhill. Now I'll tell you this, I'm really glad that I was going southbound today. It was a big climb. I think I said 1,400 feet in elevation gain to get up to here. But if you're coming from the other way, it's huge. It's a notorious nasty climb up out of the NOC to get to here if you're going northbound. Probably one of the most extreme, and I would define extreme as elevation gains over a certain distance. So it is probably one of the heavier climbs in the southern Appalachians to get to this point if you're going northbound. It's not terribly easy if you're going southbound, but it's certainly easier than going northbound up to this point. So let's get on up here and see if we can see any more views before we head off. I believe we're also going to have, this is again the same westbound view we had a minute ago, but there's also a view, there used to be, if it hadn't grown up, off of this side as well. And I'm afraid it has, wow, it's grown up tremendously since I was here last. But there's still a trail, so that might mean there's still a chance. All right, so this is looking more off the east side. Really cool. Beautiful views. I'm really not sure, and I'm kind of from this area. I should be able to tell you, but I can't be saying for sure exactly what that community is down there. It's kind of in the direction of where we're going into the NOC, but not exactly. But beautiful, beautiful. Let's head on down the hill. Okay, everybody, we are making progress coming down the hill, slowly but surely. We're at the Sassafras Gap Shelter. It's behind the sign, about 1/10 of a mile down there. I'm not going to go down there. I don't really have a reason or purpose for going down. So we're going to stay on trail. And it's the Nantahala River is where we're headed. And it says 6.9 miles. That's down to Highway 19. That's where we're headed. So we've got about 7 miles, a little less than 7 miles to the Nantahala River, to the Nantahala Outdoor Center area is really where our destination lies. So I know it appears we're going uphill, which, as I usually say when I head downhill, we're headed generally downhill because there's always a little bump here or there. This is not going to last long at all, and we'll be headed down again. So overall, it's fine. I actually remember being kind of disappointed in the climb up to here. Not disappointed, but surprised, because again, often people make something sound a lot tougher than it truly is. And I remember climbing up this, coming northbound, and saying, wow, that was kind of a long uphill, but it really wasn't that bad, you know? So everything's kind of quite often overstated. So we're going to be heading back down here in just a second and make our way closer to the NOC. Another pretty view. Zoom you in down at the bottom. I'm pretty sure we're looking at the river down there, the Nantahala River, which is kind of where we're headed. And I still believe this ridge right here is what we'll be climbing. Actually, not climbing. I got a plan to come northbound on this ridge tomorrow, so we'll be coming over it. We can talk more about that hike tomorrow. Pretty view. All right, everybody, we're still headed down. Kind of rocky here, not a big deal. It's just it's not a real hard downhill or hard uphill, depending on the direction you're going. I think it's just long is what probably creates people to, exclaim so negatively about this portion. So, I mean, when you start at the bottom, you're at about 1,700 feet, and you go up to 5,000. So it's a 3,300 feet gain in elevation, and that's over 8 miles. You just got 8 miles of constant, not really constant. There's some downs or some flats, or it undulates a little bit here or there, but for the most part, generally, if you were heading northbound, you'd have 8 miles of climb to get up to Cheoah Ball. So, yeah, you see how it could probably wear on a hiker for sure. I'm going downhill, however. I haven't found it to be too bad at all. So right now we're about 2 miles from the Nantahala Outdoor Center, NOC. And at that time, I'm supposed to send a message to the hostel to come and pick me up. However, that's going to be dependent on what I see that's available to eat. So if I can grab some good food, I might as well go ahead and eat an early dinner rather than worry about where I'm going to get food from later. So we'll play that by ear here in a couple miles. But all's good. It's a beautiful day. It's been a beautiful day. Wind's kind of picking up a little bit. But other than that, it's really been just a gorgeous day for hiking, staying relatively cool and breezy and very enjoyable. All right, we'll catch up with you when we get down to the NOC. All right, everybody. Welcome, AT hikers. Welcome to the NOC. We have arrived. Got to cross the train tracks. Train tracks is for the Great Smoky Mountain Railroad, which comes through here. It originates in Bryson City, and they've got a number of different destinations, but we've taken a couple. They'll take you up into the Smokies and around the lake and all that sort of stuff. It's a beautiful thing to do on an old-fashioned railroad. Would highly recommend it. So we're here at the NOC. NOC stands for Nantahala Outdoor Center, and everything here in this complex on this side of the road, and also some on the other, is associated with hiking, canoeing, kayaking. You can do it all here. Rafting down in Nantahala. It's a fun place for families, and it's a cool place to be. So for me, what I'm going to do today, in this Appalachian Trail, we're on it, and it runs actually straight across that bridge right there. That is the Appalachian Trail. So we're now in search of food. So I'm gonna see if I can find some food before calling my shuttle driver and head into a shelter, into a hostel that has no food, maybe, I don't know. So I'm gonna see what my options are. We'll get back to you. Okay, everybody, this is the Nantahala River. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And over there is the River's End restaurant. I've been here probably 5 times, typically on Mondays, but today's a Monday and it's been closed. And I am so thrilled to see it's open, so I'm actually going to get to eat here today. And that's my plan. All right, everybody, dinner is served. I got the Frisco burger with fries and a nice tall glass of ice water. Sitting right by the river, watching the kayakers and the ducks. Life is good. All right, everybody, made it to the hostel. It's called Gorgeous Stays. Very well manicured, groomed. Got a creek running right out front. And they've got a variety of different options for the stay. You can actually stay up there in that bus, I think. I don't know if you can see a bus up there. If you had a group or something. Or you can stay in your own little private house. Like this one, which is the Red Wolf Inn. I'm not staying in the Red Wolf Inn. I'm staying in the Louisiana Jazz House. Ooh, Louisiana Jazz. Pretty cool, man. Look at the colors. And check out the inside. So, yeah, everything is purple. Very New Orleans. You got instruments on the walls, purple bed covers. Of course, you have your own microwave and refrigerator and water. Very nice, very cozy. It's air conditioned. There's no TV. They have a TV up in the common lodge area that you can sit and watch if you like to, but I don't watch TV so much anymore. I pretty much do everything on the phone. But very cool. Kind of whimsy. How about that light fixture trombone? It's cool. So big day today. Overall, I think it's 13.8 miles today. And went up and over Cheoah Bald. It was the biggest climb for sure. It's about, I don't know, 1,400 feet as I recall, up to the top. And then it was between 7 and 8 miles downhill to get down to the NOC. And of course, I was thrilled to see the NOC and that the restaurant there, the River's Edge restaurant that sits right on the edge of the Nantahala River, was open. So I got to sit there and watch the kayakers do their thing and have a nice dinner before coming over here. Got checked in. I will now head in and get my stuff ready and go take a shower and kind of get myself planned out and prepared for tomorrow. And I will be back here again for one more night tomorrow. So that's the plan. So I hope everybody had a great day, and we'll look forward to catching up with you first thing in the morning. Have a great one. From the New Orleans Jazz Little House.